This is my passion. This is what I love to do. But some days, sometimes, I'm just like you, man. I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. I'm just like you. Damn, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Man, I hate my job.
From a good dream I wake, sun rays on my face, planning out my day, hoping this ain't the one that I catch a case. I feel so good, I feel so straight. My manager keep calling me saying, hurry up, you late. Hurry up, you lay off. Y'all, man, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Been trying to play it cool, but it's hard to play it off. I've been hanging on to this bush, cause my car still ain't paid off. I know I'm on my way up, my boy just got laid off, so y'all, man, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. These hoes here so ratchet, these niggas here so sneaky. Y'all don't even really pay enough for y'all to only pay bi-weekly. I'm trying to double up my cash, take this job, shove it up your ass. Yo, man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. We're the reason why your stockholders always stay afloat. Yet I'm asking, are they hiring? Like everywhere I go, schedule will say 9, but I think it's fine if I clock in at 9:04. I work 40 hours a week plus overtime just to be bro. So y'all, man, I hate this job. Hate that I applied. So much has transpired since the day that I was high. Told me I could advance, but you were telling me lies. Gotta give your notice before I quit, but you don't say shit right before I'm fired. Damn, man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. You and your procedures, you and your protocol, you and your policies, none of that shit don't apply to me. You and your quotas, you and your standards, you and your 2 sick days a year. Y'all niggas bananas. Wonder why the postman's posted with hammers, going postal with Popo on camera. His wage got him enraged, stressed out, it's hard to maintain. He flips the middle, grabs his. He said, if you don't get the picture, I quit, you ain't shoot, mother. Man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Look, man, I hate this job. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like you. I'm out here trying to take care of my family. Damn, I hate this job. It's not always glamorous, for real, but I do what I gotta do for me and mine, you know? Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. I'm just like you, nigga. Damn, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Man, I hate my job. Check one, check two. Yeah. Check one, two, check one, two. How y'all feel out there? What's popping, y'all? Yes, sir. Let me get the screen right in here. And we got a good show for y'all today. Got a damn good show. Let me clear this out. Check one, check two. Get this mic up a little bit. Yeah. There we go. That's him. That's him. How y'all feeling out there? What's popping, y'all? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You back in the lab with your man marqnash. Red on my head, so I'm back for the bread. He is I am he. Another great episode of Breaking the Beats. Let's get into it, man. Got a lot of things to discuss, but we're gonna get them all in too. We're gonna definitely get a chance to get everything off our chest tonight. Share the screen. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in the community right now. We definitely got to talk about it. Got a lot of news on the table. Wilder versus Fury, right? Wilder versus Fury was called yesterday by Tyson Fury. He said the fight was going to happen. Excuse me. If you was doing your research, you will find out it was on BoxRec. As you can see right here, BoxRec had posted it. I used to tell people, man, I don't believe it until I see it on BoxRec. Well, it's right here on BoxRec. It says August the 14th, right? But what occurred after that, after we saw it yesterday, and like I said, it was on BoxRec. Here you go. A report comes out today that the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder, said, I want to fight. And it comes out that the judge has ruled in his favor, or the mediator, or the retired judge, whatever you want to call it, the arbitration. The mediation has went in his favor. But you can't make somebody get in the ring and fight, right? You can't make them get in there. So does he have any options? Some would say he doesn't have any options. Some would say, hey, man, he still got options. So we'll talk about that. Also, we're going to talk about some things that I heard on the weekend recap. Hey, Mal and Rory did reply to Joe Budden fighting them on the air, and it did get a little spicy. Got a little spicy in there. Okay, it got a little spicy. But the bigger thing that happened was also Olivia Dope comes out and says, basically, Joe Budden sexually harassed her on camera. She goes through her whole bullet point. She's reading through line after line after line after line. She's got the timestamps. And I'm just like, damn, this ain't looking that good for your boy Joe Budden. It's looking kind of shaky, baby. Joe Budden looking shaky, baby. Hey, look, I'm joking, but sexual harassment, of course, is nothing to joke about. It's a very serious issue. But we'll talk about that and more, because I'm going to go into her allegations in the way it's read out. Some of it can be perceived one way, and some people will say it can be perceived another way, because when you watch the clip, she's laughing. Seems like she's having a good time. She later describes the laugh as, hey, I was nervous, I was scared. And I was like, damn, man, that's your biggest fear, man. Somebody saying, hey, I fear for my safety. I fear for this, that, and the third. I'm like, damn, how can you argue against what somebody tell you they feel? Why when they tell you, hey, I was laughing for this reason. I wasn't laughing because it was funny. I was just going along to get along so I can get out that room. Because she did quit the job right after that. So it's not like she kept going back and forth and dealing with him for a long period of time. She pretty much quit the job after that happened. So it looks bad, man. It looks bad. It looks like Joe Budden might be getting a couple nasty awards his damn self. So we'll talk about that. But I'm really excited about this boxing news, man. Definitely excited about this boxing news. I'm going to put the link out there so we can chop it up with the homies. Anybody want to pull up and kick it with your boy? I reached out to my boy Blood Boxing, man. I don't know if y'all familiar with Blood Boxing, man. He's a super talented dude. He's been on YouTube like for a long time doing this boxing shit, and he knows his stuff. Knows it damn well. So I did reach out to him to see if he want to pull up, talk about some of this stuff with me, because like I said, he always does a good breakdown. And it's good to have a different perspective on the show, especially one of the OGs who've been doing this boxing thing longer than all of us, right? So sometimes you got to humble yourself.
All right, so it's all good. So I'm gonna put the link out there. You already know how we gonna do. We're gonna chop it up. I'm super, super excited about all of this stuff that's going on. Also, we got some more church announcements. What else we got going on? Oh man, did y'all hear about Kwame Brown? Oh man, Kwame Brown going in on all the smoke. He was like, they keep talking about me, but they ain't got me up there. They don't want all the smoke. They want some of the damn smoke. I said, okay, Kwame Brown got a show, and he going at your boy Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes. He keep calling Matt Barnes Becky with the good hair. Yo, yeah. Yo, your man Kwame Brown has a I didn't even know he was funny like that. He said, and look, Becky with the good hair. I'm like, yo, stop calling him that. Dying laughing. Speaking of Kevin Hart chimed in on the Joe Budden situation too, because Joe Budden has been pretty vocal about Kevin Hart's career over the last couple years on the same podcast that this is happening now. So that's pretty interesting, man. So we'll get into that and more. Let me see. What do we want to? My man Isabel in here. What's up, Isabel? What's up, Sir Cap in the building? I was playing your record yesterday for this dude, man. He's a gamer on YouTube. I shared his link if y'all in my community tab. Man, he sat there and played like mad records of mine while he was just sitting there gaming with his audience. So I appreciate that. Shout out to Eddie Kane Lewis, super cool dude. Met him yesterday. Where y'all want to start at? Let me see. Might run a record while I'm waiting for the room to populate. But I just found it super dope that the dude was sitting there playing my records. And he was like, yo, man, y'all follow this dude marqnash, check him out. And he was just playing the records. Didn't know me from Adam. But we were just talking about music in the chat, and he just started saying, can I play one of these? And I was like, hell yeah. And then he liked it, and he kept playing them. So I was like, man, that's super dope of you to do that. Man, I think we're gonna talk about some boxing first. I don't know. I probably need somebody for that boxing. I can do this Rory and Mal shit by myself. I probably want to trade some bars with this Undisputed. So I run a record and I come back with this Rory and Mal shit, Joe Budden. I start off with that. Then we can spend the rest of the time talking about boxing. That's up to y'all. Like I tell y'all all the time, this ain't my show. This y'all show. I'm just hosting this shit, man. I appreciate y'all spending the time out your day on a Monday to pull up with your boy. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about a little boxing, little hip hop news. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, in between time, we definitely gonna I'll run this Collars and Yams record, see if I get the room time a little more time to populate, and then we could go on and start cooking this shit. Let's cook it up. Let's run it. Yo, let's get it. So after this song, I'm gonna go and start the show. Just letting the room populate a little bit more.
Collars on the table, yams on the stove. Holla at my plug, you'll get grams for the low. He keep his kitchen clean. The mop stick by the dough. We ain't eating fried rice with chopsticks by the bowl. They rewinding what I wrote. Every line I give them hope. So when I'm in your city, they might treat me like the Pope. I'm respected by the goats, but I ain't here to gloat, brag or bullshit. I could be braggadocious for roaches, but that's the type of shit that make your closest turn to vultures. Niggas think it's sweet like champagne mimosas. I campaign for bread, maintain the toaster. Off with your head, Walking Dead zombie poster. Do it like I do it, man. I do it for that culture. They acting on the screen, but look different in the close-up. I'm the face on the flyer and the poster. That's the reason why I'm flyer when I post up. Urkel straps on both shoulders. Keep them in my hand, I ain't reaching for no holsters. Shit. I can holler at the plug when my bands run out. He said, Nash, pull up, this shit look like grandma's house. We got collars on the table, yams on the stove. Butter on the plate, chopsticks by the bowl. Collars on the table, yams on the stove. Butter on the plate, chopsticks by the bowl.
Collars on the table, yams on the stove. Collars on the table, yams on the stove. Yams on the stove. Collars on the table, yams on the stove.
Look, sometimes when I find a little moment to get a break, I drift away. These days are different, I don't get no space. Sometimes I look in the mirror like, nigga, fix your face. You baked all these ingredients, now enjoy the cake. I can lose it all tomorrow if I make one mistake. Keeping God involved every day I pray. I know it's a force bigger than me, God, in every step that I take. Wait, came in the game to be legit and live honest. Went from eating with the wolves to swimming with piranhas. Same swamp, different anacondas. The more you make, the more they want to take. Trying to squeeze every comma. I made this thinking of my grandmama's dinner. The spread was so elaborate, I admired the splendor. She would tell me, baby, go on, fix your plate. And make sure before you eat, you always say your grace. She had
Collards on the table, yams on the stove, butter on the plate, chopsticks by the bowl. Collards on the table, yams on the stove. Collards on the table, yams on the stove.
Yes. So who went yes?
Hey,
Nigga, I want that one.
hey,
He might
hey,
ask the person.
hey,
I want this one.
boom. Nash is mad. Yeah, what's the damn deal, man? What's popping? Yeah. What's popping? What's happening? What's going on? You back in the lab with your man marqnash. He is I am he. Another great episode of Say It With Me. Breaking the beats. That's right, man. You already know what we're gonna do. We're gonna break down the business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, and pretty much anything else we feel like squeezing into those letters. Oh man, it's a great day. I'm gonna go and put the link out there. Anybody want to pull up, chop it up with me? I'll put the number on the screen as well. Move the pistol, right? Don't shoot myself in here. That'd be bad, right? Just shoot myself online. I'll never live that down. They'll be calling me Cheddar Bob in this bitch. Yo, so let's get the shit popping, man. I'll put the phone line on the screen. Anybody want to pull up, want to chop it up with your boy? It's all good. Absolutely. Appreciate it, She. Thanks for the support. Man, let's get right into it. I'm gonna talk about the Joe Budden shit that's going on first. And the reply, the Mal and Rory response, the Joe Budden shit, the case, and then we'll go into the boxing shit. In that order. Anybody want to pull up, change the order, we can get into it. Let's get right into it. So Rory and Mal sat down over the weekend and they did a pretty much an hour-long sit down with each other and showed the fans, talked to the fans about how they were feeling. One thing we just gonna get out the way real quick. They ain't going back, man. For those who were thinking like, hey, man, they can squash and get back, it ain't gonna happen, bro. Not from what I saw, not from what I heard. It's too much disrespect just gone. Just the disrespect has gotten out of hand. That shit is over. That ship is sailed. What we did find out and what we do think, I think they will end up going to court because they sound like they were talking about money a lot. And you don't go this far to just say, you know what, well, fuck the money. And you know what I'm saying? Nah, you don't want this far. You want the bread. Especially if you feel like you've been embarrassed. Joe Budden went out there and told the world Mal was hiding dish detergent. Like I said, now Kevin Hart has chimed in on the situation. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play that clip, yo. Y'all want to hear the shit? I'm gonna let y'all hear what Kevin Hart was saying. It's kind of long, so I ain't gonna play all of it. I'll let you guys find that these YouTube streets, but I'll play a clip of it. But it's kind of ironic that he was doing this. But basically, in a nutshell, Rory and Mal, they aired out their grievances. They said every time they talked to Joe about accounting, he would get upset. Every time, like we could be having a good day, we start talking about money, you start getting upset. Mal said, y'all know what that is. But what I found was crazy was you guys said y'all never knew what y'all was supposed to be getting paid. Like, bro, some of this shit, they said it, they admitted it. Hey, we brought some of this on ourselves. You damn right, bro. Like y'all went through the whole 2-year Spotify deal. Y'all are into another deal. And y'all just taking the money as it comes. It must be pretty damn good money for them to just like, man, I don't even need to know what the cut is. Because they said they weren't employees. They were profits in the profit partners. There we go. Profit partners. And it seems like they didn't understand that means, yeah, you still are not an owner. You share in the profit, but you don't own it. Now, I did hear Joe contradict himself a couple times because both versions of the story are the same on this part. Rory goes out to have lunch with Elliott Wilson. Elliott Wilson used to be a writer a long time ago for a lot of hip hop magazines and editors. If you don't know, now he works at Tidal. He does a lot of big things over there. There you go, Elliott Wilson. Elliott Wilson, according to Rory, throws him a couple numbers for the pod. Like, hey man, this would be something that you guys might be interested in. I'm at Tidal. Here's the numbers. Tidal comes back. He says Joe snapped on him, said, hey, don't be doing that. Joe agrees. And he said, hey, you shouldn't be talking about shit that ain't got nothing to do with you. You can't bring a deal. You can't do that. But on the flip side, Joe was saying y'all need to bring in a deal. So it looked like they was trying to bring in a deal. If what they're saying is true, and according to both of them is true, Joe snapped about him bringing up a Tidal deal. Joe can't never say nothing to nobody about, well, where's the deal you bringing in? You clearly said you didn't want them to bring in any deals. They can't discuss the podcast. So I get it. To each his own. But don't tell them that, hey, y'all need to bring in some deals. And you nut up like that. So fast forward. I just can't believe y'all just went along with that shit for 2 years. Just somebody handing you a check saying, yo, this your cut. This is your percentage. And every time you brought it up, he would get mad. Man, the writing is on the wall right then, bro. Bro, the writing is on the wall when that happens. You should have checked them dudes. You should have said, hey, look, my lawyer, my account, because clearly you're not involved. If you got to ask for the accounting, obviously you're not an owner. If you got to ask for the accounting. Asia Mav, talk to me. Welcome home, brother. How you feel?
Hey, you know how I feel. 55 sitting on 55 mil, as we all should feel. How you doing? Salute to everyone in the chat, everyone watching, and everyone that will be listening and watching on the playback. Peace.
Boy, that playback is the shit. I love that. I be watching the playback my damn self sometimes. Yeah. Where you at with this, man? Are you familiar with this story at all?
Yeah, I haven't watched the full hour, and I believe it was like hour and 20-some minutes. I had a heavy weekend, so I wasn't able to fully watch a lot of the content that I usually watch on YouTube. Especially this one, because it's kind of like the the shock value of the YouTube streets right now as far as entertainment and media and podcasting concerns. But I did watch probably about 40, maybe 50 minutes of it. And are
you familiar with the Matt Barnes and Kwame Brown shit going on too? Like Kwame Brown is out here roasting Matt Barnes. Like, your teammate fucked your wife, got your kids, nigga. Kept calling him Becky with the good hair. Like, he's roasting Matt Barnes. You familiar with this?
No, I'm not. But we talking about Kwame Brown, right?
Yeah.
I think that speaks for itself, man.
Kwame Brown, look, man, Kwame Brown is a real G, man. He talking that shit like, man, them niggas know me. He might be a nice guy on the court, but shoot. I don't want to be arguing with nobody 6'11", almost 300 pounds about nothing too long anyway. I'm gonna have to do some other things with you when it comes to that. Being there like Soldier Boy, like bah.
Exactly. And then just on that subject matter, you talking about what two other men had going on with another chick. I mean, I'm not even cut like that on it for real.
See, I didn't know that part. I just know Kwame Brown is like they keep picking on him. He said basically they keep picking him on the show. And he said, I'm tired of them niggas keep bringing me up. They done brought me up like 3 or 4 times on 3 or 4 different interviews. So I got to defend myself. I ain't mad at him. That was the word around the NBA. He was soft. They used to always say Kwame Brown was soft. He's soft on the block.
Right.
But
I didn't know they were antagonized because I haven't watched their show. I watched a few episodes, but I never really heard them really demean Kwame Brown. But
me neither, bro. I try not to watch too many people's shows. You know what I'm saying? I try to just stay focused on what we doing. Yeah.
But if Kwame Brown was saying that in the defense, I mean, I guess that's the that's the only arsenal that he had to come back with. But to me, that's kind of I wouldn't have came back like that. Like somebody smash a chick,
right? That could happen to anybody, right?
Exactly, it's hers. You know what I'm saying? I'm to one of your chicks, But let's stay on the topic. Whatever. Now, I haven't really heard that much about the Kwame Brown thing. I guess as it bubbles, and
we'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. If it gets a little more spicier, we'll break it down. But
but talk to me about this Joe Budden Rory and Mal shit. He did apologize from firing the kid on air, but it sounds like that relationship has sailed its course. Talk to me.
yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. And the reason why with that, I have a little more life experience and similarities with a few years ago, I ended a partnership deal with a guy that I've been knowing for a while. And shout out to him. Now, I'm not going to mention his name, but I still will say shout out to him, salute to him, because he was, him and his wife, may she rest in peace, was real instrumental on my comeback. Once again, fresh out of my situation from the joint. And he was one of the first ones to give me a shot. Then that situation broke off, and then we, after years later, we re-engaged with another one. He thought it'd be like when I came out the joint, and I was like, nah, I'll come in on a partnership. He was like, well, no partnership. I said, well, my service will be on a percentage basis. And we agreed. We broke down the numbers to that. Now, what I definitely know, if I'm working on a percentage basis, I'm definitely going to be checking on it quarterly. I don't care what you're doing. I'm checking quarterly. And I know what my math is when it comes to quarterly. So I'm looking at, and I'm keeping tracks of the books. I'm keeping tracks of the books. I'm pretty much the accountant. So I know what's coming in. So I knew what my percentage was. So in their regards, I don't know why it was left up to someone. Maybe the numbers were so big that they needed an outside source to help do the numbers and all that, which is understandable. But still, I'm not finna just be sitting back saying, hey, okay, this check look nice, and say, okay, this is cool. If you couldn't really add up the math of what was actually coming in and where your finances coming in was meeting that quota upon your percentage basis that you was agreed to be getting paid. And so they agreed, hey, that was on them. Now on Joe's side.
Hey, Jamal, I don't want to cut you off. I want to trade conversation with you instead of I just want you to so you are in agreement, like marqnash is, probably some of the chat. If the contract says I get quarterly statements from the accounting,
correct,
it won't be year 2 and year 3 when I'm like, now you blowing up because I'm asking you about it, because I would have been asking you this the first quarter.
Exactly.
And kept pressing this first quarter.
Now
I need that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I did watch it to the point where they did address that, and I don't want to quote you. Everyone could go back and look, and they say, well, after the first quarter and the second quarter went back, yeah, it raised some red flags with them, but they ain't want to rock the boat, so they let it slide. They say, okay, we ain't got to get the statement quarterly. We could get it biannually, and then they said they could get it in the 6 month time, which in the second quarter. They said, well, no problem, we could just get it annually. And then they didn't get it annually. Now, then that's when I was like, hey, motherfucker, I need to see the tax papers or something. You know what I'm saying? But they said, yeah, that was shame on them. But still, regardless of when it started coming into fruition, when they was requesting it, he got to honor that.
Absolutely.
It's just like if I owed you $300 and I said, hey, I'm gonna pay it back by this particular time, but I didn't. Mm-hmm. And you let it slide, and we ended up on these panels. You don't even want to rock the boat. I ain't finna bring this mess up on BFT channel, on Ricky Williams. Shout out to Ricky. I ain't gonna bring it up on him. Or I ain't gonna bring this up in the bar. I'm gonna handle this with Asian Mac. But then after so much time go on, and we get along, you bring it up. How can I get mad when you brought it up? I don't care how much time then went by. I was on ball time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How can and it really, when you look at it, it really haven't been that long. I think they're talking about what 24 months that have went back.
And right, they saying since the Spotify deal.
Exactly. So yeah, so that was
like 2019. That was like the end of, it was coming to an end in 2019. You know what I'm saying? That's the end of the Spotify deal.
Right. Now, and so it depends on who's gauging it. To me, in the financial realm, and with the money it sounded like they was making, that's not too long. If you're talking about 6 figures, okay, I'll let you slide for a while. You probably got to recoup some things, but don't think I forgot. And when I did bring it up, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, and they said it was an accounting mistake up there, like $400,000 mistake.
Exactly.
And they was like, okay, well, this isn't right. And they said they never got the correct one. And they said, hey, look, he was just putting stuff in his sales spreadsheet and putting it at the bottom of an email. That 400,000 is an expense that they are supposed to eat for, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, well, I didn't pay for that. What is this? We didn't spend 400,000 on whatever this line is. Let's say flyers and posters. He was like, we didn't spend that. So I do find a lot of people are taking sides here. Like, it's almost like the last person you heard is the last person you believe in this situation, unfortunately, right? Little by little, we are getting to a truth. I know they said there's only one truth, but it sounds like everybody is telling the truth, but they are omitting certain things. Like these guys, I remember when that shit blew up with Spotify, they was sitting on the couch and they was like, yeah, we know what we doing, blah, blah, blah. And the deal is this. They never knew what the deal was. And now, the deal has came to a head because they said their lawyer told Joe and his lawyers don't talk to their lawyers and said, we're not showing you the Spotify deal. That shit is over. Wow, they probably gonna have to go to court about that to get that paperwork from the guy to see what they really owe. And they're gonna have to do forensic accounting. Supreme Beast Cadillac Red just pulled up. What's up, my brother?
What's happening with it?
Peace, King.
Spring.
I can't call him, man. What's up, Asian man? I can't call him, man.
Go ahead.
Talk to me. Talk to me. What's your take, man? I'm about to play this little clip from Kevin Hart real quick. He chimed in on it. I ain't gonna play the whole thing because it's like 8 or 9 minutes, so I'm gonna play some of the pieces. You heard this yet?
No, I haven't heard none of it.
If y'all looking for this full clip, it's on World Star. Y'all can check it out over there. I'm gonna take it off the screen a little bit so we don't get hit with none of those, but we'll play the audio. Let me run that real quick. Y'all tell me what y'all think of this. This is Kevin Hart. He's speaking out on it, and he basically saying, hey, you want to be King Dingaling, and you got poor leadership, and you know you shaming your boys on air. Let's get it.
Okay, he's fired the one on air.
Y'all let me know.
And
if
then
y'all
he gives
hear.
me the time to sit down and listen to the track.
I forgot.
the way
World Star be having these damn ads up here now. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. All right, let's get it.
Fired the one on air, and then the other one, he said he's allowing him to come back.
Mal ain't coming
as long
back
as he
though.
changes his views.
Yes.
So the podcast is still going to move on.
Let me fast forward.
By the way,
is that what
new
Spank
co-host, new co-host that if they decided to come would be stepping into not only a toxic work environment,
This Kevin Hart, y'all.
a work environment where you get no respect at all from the person that employs you. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the example that you just saw. Here's the question of the day. How does it make sense to you to have such strong actions against the people that were with you as you built the brand that you now stand on and demand respect for? This brand that has allowed you to not only succeed and have success has been accompanied by your partners. Work for hires maybe, but they're your partners.
I got something to say.
Please.
So while I agree with you, we never ask you what you got coming in. And if we did, we know you wouldn't fire us, but would you feel some type of way about that?
No, which is why I open up the dialogue all the time. You guys don't ask because you're always in the know. Like there's never
Somebody said,
a dark.
Did you hear that?
A dark circle or a door that can't be opened. Like I think the one thing that we've done very well, and I'll say this on air, you know, I'll give this information for other people that are doing things with their friends, with their brothers, whomever in business. A lot of these relationships get messed up when the relationship and business kind of cross lines. And the one thing that I've always done to try to prevent that to the best of my ability, and I think I've done a great job so far, is give the information. Give the information, give the ins and outs so there's understanding. And if there are questions, we table them as partners, as a group, because no matter what, the machine is our machine. Regardless of my name or not, it's our machine. And I would never make my guys feel as if it wasn't. So for the
I'm gonna pause it right there. I don't think Joe looked at it as their machine. He looked at it like this is his thing, and I'm bringing you guys on.
And Are you in agreement with that?
Not necessarily.
Okay, I'm
The
not either.
life of me. This isn't a petty moment. This is a real vocal moment that I'm just taking the opportunity to make sure I say. I've witnessed this man be vocal about so much on behalf of me, my career, my moves, and everything. And I don't care. I shut up. I don't give a fuck. This is what it is. You guys know I'm no stranger to negativity. I don't care about that. But I actually was a supporter of the progression of him and his podcast. From afar. I'm a fan of your growth. I'm a fan of what you're doing and the conversation behind it. That's dope. Yo, he's not doing business here. He wants to own it. He wants control. It's dope. To see you publicly shit on the guys that was with you, that's an example of poor leadership.
Let's stop it right there. Let's pause it. Let's go to the chat, and I'll go to the panel as well. Do you guys agree with Kevin Hart? Joe Budden is displaying poor leadership. We'll come back with some more of that audio, but I want to interrupt it there for copyright reasons, so I can say, hey, look, this fair use. We gave commentary, but also I want you guys to chime in. Let's go with Supreme Beast first. Cadillac Red, talk to me, my G. You agree with Kevin Hart?
Okay, man. You know, me and you spoke about this behind the scenes type shit, right? I think it does display poor leadership when you broadcast business. You know what I'm saying? You got a podcast where millions of people watch this shit, and you out here spilling beans and shit. That's female shit. Now you leave it open for people like Kevin Hart to have an opinion on what the fuck is going on, when it's really not nobody's business. You know what I'm saying? I think if you'd have went that route, you'd have been better off. You know what I'm saying? But now you open up Pandora's box, and now, you know what I'm saying, you got to deal with what comes with that. You know what I'm saying? You got to deal. You got to understand what comes with that now. So all that, and even if he is, you know what I'm saying, he does create a toxic work environment. Let's just say he do. You know what I'm saying? All that wouldn't have been even talked about if you wouldn't have brought none of that shit up. You know what I'm saying? If they would have brought that shit up, they'd have been looking like bitches and sour pussies and all that other shit.
Hey, it's interesting you say that, Red, because they're about to talk about that with Kevin Hart, about him bringing it up on air. I'm gonna let them say it, and I'll come back. We'll come back with some more commentary.
All right.
That's an example of why you are where you are. This is why. Here's the answer. Point blank. You want to be by yourself. You want to be King Dingaling.
Oh.
You can't do that. You can't do that. Wealth should be shared, not owned. Facts. So this is a shout out, man, to Rory and Mal. You guys were dope as fuck at that job. Once again, I was a fan of the fucking podcast. It's a sad day to see this shit end when you guys were on your way to what seemed to be higher levels of success. I don't sit up here and promote the negativity. Wish there was a world where you can work it out, but you need a good fucking leader that understands it's not just him. I don't think Joe has that.
Damn.
Hopefully they didn't just buy some shit. You know, that stuff, you got to get that stuff back. That's fucked up, man.
Oh, nah, you say if they got stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. Bad news if they just got some new stuff.
Oh,
can't keep no new stuff. Can't keep no stuff.
They're joking now, but
I'm
they
glad
started.
you brought this up though, Kev.
It was,
talking about sharing the wealth and all of those things.
Let's keep it on track.
No.
Before we get into it, let's just stay on track.
Kevin Hart said, "Leave my money alone." This ain't, stay on track.
I also don't like the firing on air.
Here we go, Cadillac Red.
Well, it's a podcast, so it wasn't live, right? I mean,
no, he was on air. He went on a little rant and basically told him that because he wasn't there, he was in breach, and then he was fired as of that moment.
There's a chair there. There's an empty chair. He fired, pointed to the chair.
I mean, what is that?
Could there have been some other issues behind the scenes that we didn't know about?
If there were, do you do that on air? we've had tons of issues off scene. Sometimes we almost went in the direction of too far on radio, caught ourselves, stopped ourselves. This ain't for this. We don't do this. We'll talk about it off. Like what part of the game is that? I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't
Do
like
they
it.
share a lot on the radio though? I've never listened to his podcast, but do they like air out a lot of their own business on the podcast? So then,
Dude, they have a really good podcast.
There you go. There you go.
Yes, man. Okay. They have a really good
And they
podcast.
do air it out. They do. That was the thing. I think they got a longer version of this, but basically they do air out a lot of their stuff on the show. Niggas will talk about impotence. They talked about stank coochie, getting burning people, all this kind of stuff, going to jail, getting beat up. So
that's still different though.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? That's still different. You know what I'm saying? You gotta it's a time and a place for everything, man. And you got to respect the fact that there wasn't a time and a place, and now you got to deal with come with that. You know what I'm saying? I think, man, I don't know, man. It's so many different layers to that shit. Because even like Kevin Hart sounded like a sucker to me because he sounded like, oh, you guys have a home over here once your contract up. That's what that shit sounds like.
Low key, you caught that too? When
You know what I'm saying? That's what
Rory and Mal, I just want to say.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was the shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that shit sound like some sucker shit too. But I don't know, man. Like I said, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just Joe Budden a clown for that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And I said this, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, me and you chopped it up behind the scenes and shit. Look at how Gilly got rid of, you know what I'm saying, Devin from $1 million worth of game. He got rid of them smooth. It wasn't no wild rah shit until Devin jumped out there. A couple weeks later, Devin jumped out there. You know what I'm saying? Because they were just gonna move forward.
Right, because you don't have to make content out of this.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Joe chose to make content out of this situation.
Yeah. So now you got to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? That was the sucker move, man. Especially to me. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, being in those shoes, you got everything in your hands, Joe. You know what I'm saying? In your mind, right? Even if he don't, right? In his mind, it's all about him. It's some shit he created, and he's leading and he's spearheading everything, and he getting all the deals and all this. He's doing all this shit, right? So you're winning. The second that you take a step back to focus on the niggas that you're passing, that you're letting go, when you take a step back and focus on them, you're not winning no more. Because you focusing on them. You know what I'm saying? If you keep forward and focus on winning, man, they'll fall at the wayside on their own. The goofy shit that they on to expose themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Could have took a much higher road, is what you're saying.
No, I mean, I don't want to say taking. There's no road. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to leave Mal and Rory, and if these niggas create their own shit and they have a bigger success than you, you're not supposed to give a fuck. If they go off and create their own shit and it's a dud, you're not supposed to give a fuck. You're supposed to be focusing on your shit. You know what I'm saying? And try and get, you know what I'm saying? This shit, man, I don't know, man. That's just how I be looking at this shit.
I got you. Asian man, if you want to chime in on that, because I got one more part to this story, and then we can move forward to some boxing talk.
It seemed like they based their brand or platform on transparency. And so when it gets to this accounting thing that they brought up the money side of it, now they want to pump fake and play with it. And he's lying. I mean, Joe just should have fulfilled the request. You know, let's see what the accounting books show. You want to be transparent. Like you say, they getting on here, they talk about sex, who burnt who fought who got beat up, who got locked up, yada, yada, yada. Okay, when it comes to this money thing. But really it's something that should have been handled behind closed doors, and it's some information that Rory and Mal shouldn't have had to request. It should have been delivered to them on the time. And from what I got out of that interview up to the point I saw, they knew what percentage they were supposed to be getting paid on the revenue. They knew that, and I think they said that. So they know what percentage they're supposed to get paid. They just want to know what all came in, so we'll know what our real pay is. But you know,
and they do have a point there. You can't say I don't know. I don't care if you gave me $3 million. I don't know if this $3 million is 10% of 30 million.
Thank you. That's all I was saying.
And that right, and that well, you got a calculator, right? We'll get a calculator. If you got this, that means the thing was that. No, man, I need to see that paper right there.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to cut you off. Yeah, don't deflect. What do you got a calculator? Do you got a computer? Do you got a smartphone? Shit. Let me see that fucking paperwork. See, when you start doing that shit, now you're bringing some more weird shit into our relationship. Now, how I'm supposed to look at you? You asking, do I got a calculator and shit? Like I wouldn't need a calculator. I know how to read numbers. What the fuck I need a calculator for? You give me the spreadsheet, the accurate spreadsheets, and I can read it and see what it say on there.
Right. Let me play this clip right here. Now, I don't know if y'all know he has the podcast is a network. The girl Olivia Dope left the podcast with I think the girl name is Mandy and Bridget Kelly. Olivia Dope is a DJ. She said Joe made unwanted advances at her. When you read and listen to her statement, I'm definitely not gonna play hers all the way through because she goes through the whole timeline from timestamps here. She talks about yeah, man. That's not, she sound like
full of shit. Where was your ass at? Roy when we still had the job, bitch. Your ass with him in there. Man, see me shit like that. That make me, man. Look, man, we was like dialogue and shit. This motherfucker, I ain't even hear this clip. I'm just saying it just don't even sound right. If Roy and motherfucking Mal would still have a job today, bitch, your ass would not be making no video clips. That's all I'm saying. You wouldn't be asking about shit. You wouldn't have no timestamps. You wouldn't have a motherfucking thing. Just because these niggas fired, you want to say, oh, me too. Bitch, sit your ass down somewhere. My bad, man. My bad.
I love it. Hey, look, my man said, I'm gonna tell you how I feel before you even play the damn clip. Hey, let me check this real quick. Hey, look, my man said, I'm gonna tell you how I feel before you even play the damn clip. Hey, let me check this real quick. I'm sorry for the double time. I was just checking. Okay, so the phone line is open, y'all. If anybody want to call in, got anything they want to speak about this, the number is on the screen, 678-381-1938. Again, that's 678-381-1938. I'm gonna play this clip right here, and yeah, she got these timestamps, and but it's a couple little cracks in this story too. We're gonna talk about it. Let me play this clip real quick, and we'll come back with some more of the commentary. Let me see.
Hi everyone, I am doing this video today to finally explain my departure from See the Thing Is podcast as well as the Joe Budden Network.
Why today?
Not only to start my healing process, but to help give
her healing. She got to heal, nigga. You heard it.
Similar stories of sexual harassment in the workplace. Joe said him and I should speak more because, quote, he's been wanting to fuck me since we've met. Because he says Olivia is unique because I want to fuck Olivia and the fans love her. Joe asked if he can give me an on-air hug. My co-host said yes, they insist, and I slowly get up to hug him. Still apprehensive, I give him a hug somewhat of a distance to kind of hug, no pelvis there. It's unbeknownst to me until I actually watched back the episode that he was moving his hips while he was hugging me. I laugh uncomfortably because I don't know what else to do at that point. It's nervous laughter at this point.
Hold on.
Y'all need to talk more.
They playing the clip.
Come on, network vibes. Look at this family. Look at this family affair. I love it.
I love the choice of music on the way out too.
Seriously, he tells me.
She goes on to say things like, hey, you made the other girls, you made a hostile work environment because you told the girls they should dress sexier like me, things of that nature. It goes on, and she breaks down the timestamp. She said, before I open the panel up for dialogue on this, I do want to say, I found it telling that she said, When they took a break, she went out there, she went outside, and she saw Joe. Joe asked, was she okay? She said yes. She said she lied to say she was okay, just because she just wanted to, go along to get along, I guess. She said when the show was over, they told her, hey, you want to edit any of this out, Joe? Because they asked Joe, you want to edit anything out? These are her words. Because you was talking crazy a little bit to Olivia. He was like, it's up to her. Does she want to keep it in? She says she felt pressured to do it. I feel like she's omitting things because she knows that these people are all witnesses to the fact that you said you're okay. You can keep it in. Then they come back to her a second time when Joe's is gone. It's just the production team there. And they ask her again. They let her hear again, say, do you want to keep this stuff in? She says yes. She was like, I felt like they was laughing when they was playing the back, so I felt like I had to go along with it. Now, I'm not an expert in harassment. I've never been in that situation. Knock on wood, I won't be in that situation. She even brought up later on after she left, they did a podcast, and he refers to Rick Ross saying, hey, I don't really hire signed female MCs because I might want to sleep with them. And she was like, yo, I got to let my daughter got to see this shit. It's living on the internet. I got to explain this to my daughter. And all I'm thinking is, you had a whole bunch of times to stop it, say you don't want to do it. You were asked several times, do you even want this to go out? When you're watching it, she's laughing and chopping it up with everybody. But she didn't go back to work. Her lawyer sent over something to his lawyer saying, hey, she's not coming back, and here's the reasons. Okay. But I'm sure if she was going to sue for sexual harassment, I'm sure her lawyer, and like it seems she's doing, her lawyer would have told her, be quiet. You don't make no statements. Why did she wait to now to make the statement? It seems like, and like I said, I'm not a woman and I don't understand sexual harassment. Anybody in the chat or who's watching it can explain sexual harassment to me, because I could be wrong in this. Don't you have to tell somebody no? The advance is not wanted or something? Because if not, or in a situation like this, like, okay, we do radio podcasts, we're gonna be talking reckless. I don't heard Charlemagne say a whole bunch. I heard him ask Brandy on air what that mouth do. You get what I'm saying? Remember he asked Brandy what that mouth do? And I'm like, damn. So you get what I'm saying? Like, is that sexual harassment? Not trying to throw somebody else under the bus. I'm just saying in general, like, I thought this kind of shit was okay when you're doing this type of journalism. This isn't CNN. This is a podcast where we talk about all kind of wild, crazy stuff. They was talking about guys saying bitch, who can't say bitch, call somebody a pussy nigga instead, or you get what I'm saying? Like, never. So I don't understand how that works. Like, if he made these things, and are they under a comedic license? You get what I'm saying? Because they're on air. Because he even says, hey, you can call me whatever. Once the camera's on and we rolling like this, call me whatever you want to call me. As in, like, it's for the show. So I don't know. I know it's a sticky situation. I'm gonna let the chat tell me, what do y'all think? Did Joe sexually harass the lady? In your opinion, what do you think the consequences are? Do you think there's ulterior motives behind her releasing this statement now with the Christmas greens behind her? Cadillac Red, you can open it up first, and let's go to Kyle after that because he just pulled up.
Man, I told you, man, that bitch, that's some bullshit. The bitch said I didn't see it. I didn't realize what he was doing till after the fact. But then she said, but I laughed it off when it was going on, if you could see the replay. Like, bitch, which one is it? You see, did you notice or you didn't notice? Man, like I said, man, if Rory and Mal still had a job, that bitch would have never came out. She still would have been, she still wouldn't have started her healing process. Let her tell it. So, man, she kissed my ass with that bullshit.
Hey, D-Ray, what's up, man?
marqnash, how you do, bro?
Thanks for calling in. I always tell him, if ain't nobody gonna call, D-Ray gonna call if I open that phone line. What's up, my brother? Peace.
Hey, and the first two times it was like, your call can't be completed as dialed. I'm like, man, what's going on, bro?
Oh, man.
I think it was something with my phone, man. You know, I got one of them cheap phones, bro, but it's working, though.
Get off that damn Boost Mobile. What you got, a Cricket? Boost Mobile, Cricket?
Yeah,
what you
man.
got?
Yeah, man, Cricket, bro. Hey, man, but we can't say that again unless they gonna pay us some money, though, right?
Hey, now I like your style. There we go.
Of course, bro. Yeah, we need that endorsement money, man.
All right, let's get
Salute to the panel. Salute to the chat. Hey, man, the only thing I can say with when you're talking about the sexual harassment thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's one thing we have to realize is that it's 2020, and you know whatever happened in 2020 and beyond don't even really count no more. You know, and that's the thing too. It's not even really about the person that you would be offending. It's if somebody else might get offended by it. You know what I mean? So I just think that you really have to know your audience and your people that you're working with when it comes to that.
Good point. Good point.
I know, man. I put some shit in the game.
Yeah, man. That was probably your best phone call you ever had, man. It sounds clear. We can hear you. You made a point. You made a joke, and I'm just impressed. You getting better at this call-in shit, huh? I'm getting better at hosting.
Hey, that's the one thing I want to say. You might say I'm getting better, man, but I want to say, man, that this is the best, call interaction that we kind of had. I don't know how it's sounding, but did you cut me off, man? Am I still on?
We can hear you. You good. You standing right here beside me, bro. You like right here.
Hey, man, well, that was my second joke, bro. But it wasn't too funny. Yeah, I know. Hey, man, but the thing I wanted to say with Fury and Wilder and Joshua,
okay,
is that there you go Kevin Hart. But the thing I wanted to say, man, is that I think that it has to be the trilogy over the Undisputed. You know, I'm all for Undisputed, but when you have controversy like this, you know, I just think that we want clarification, you know, before they try to go and duck Wilder or whatnot. You know, I think if I had more than a 2% thought that the winner would fight him automatically and it'd be fair, then I wouldn't really mind, man. But, you know, with all this smoke and mirrors and duck tactics and boxing right now, man, I say, man, you know, hey, I got to go with the champ, man. You got to give him a chance to defend his crown, you know? He gave you 2 shots. You got to at least give him 1.
Okay.
Hey, man, I'm going to crash out, bro. I appreciate you, marqnash.
My man, thanks so much for calling in. Smash that like button, man. Appreciate you.
Subscribe and share on all the platforms. Peace.
Peace. My man D-Ray. Thanks for calling in, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, and shout out to the phone line game, man. Some people like to call in, some people don't do the beaming in. But however y'all communicate with me, whether it was the chat, the phone line, or the panel direct, I don't take it for granted. I appreciate it. 678-381-1938. If you want to call in again, 678-381-1938. If you're calling from overseas, if you're international call, just add me on Skype and it should be free for you. Where we at? Asian Mav, talk to me, man. How do you feel about this this sexual harassment thing going on with this case?
As usual, you know, those are touchy subjects, but you know, we're just keeping it blunt and real. Right now, it seems like it's coerced, it's opportunistic, and all that. You know, she's let's strike while the iron is hot, and look like she was her credit. I mean, and once again, this is just my theory, my hypothesis. She was planning on this day. Hey, let's build this up, and then when it's time to shoot the bullet, you know, go. And this was the time. We had a storyline going on with what was going on with the Paul show. I mean, with the podcast with Rory and Mal. And they said, "Oh, and let's go with this." What alarms me? What seems so non-believable of her. She was like, "Hey, the guest said, get up and hug him." If you feeling resistance, I mean, me as a guy, I don't care who it is. Nobody can coerce me as a grown man to have some type of interaction with another person. I'm just bluntly let them know, look, dude, this ain't that time. You know what I'm saying? You know, it might look good for y'all, but this is me. I run my own shit. So why did she get up and hug him? You know, so I'm just doing this to play along, to get along.
All right.
At the risk of some sexual harassment, you feeling weird energy from them. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then like you say, they say, hey, was you good? You want this edited out so public can't see? You ain't got to worry about your children seeing, your grandkids and all that. Oh no, it's all right. Now you want to cry about, oh, my kid's going to see it later and this, that, and the third. So that, I mean, and once again, I'm not making a mockery of it, but still, you just got to keep it over. Look, this shit look kind of strange, you know. The timing of it is very strange. Go ahead.
I want to build on something that Asian Man just said. He said some real shit, man.
And after this, we're gonna go to this Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua shit. That's cool.
Yeah. I just wanted to point out one thing that he said that was real though.
Okay.
Them bitches told her to get up and hug Joe Budden. They the ones with the sexual harassment shit, not Joe. Not Joe. Joe
I ain't think of it that way.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? You said, I'm just saying, like, yo, like they was like, yo, go give him a hug. Joe, hug her. You know what I'm saying? If that's like, yo, Joe ought to say, like, yo, that wasn't me. I was doing what I was being told too. Shit.
Yeah, I thought it was all entertainment, man. Let me drop the link back out there. Shout out to Major Key. He did a show tonight, and I guess he said he sent his audience over afterwards. I appreciate that. See, that's love, man. So I guess we're doing the after party for Major Key Monday as well, because I know we got to get into this boxing talk. He had a dope interview over there. I caught some pieces of it, dude. Super dope shit he was doing over there. But look, man, let's get into it. Tyson Fury came out yesterday. Agent Matt, I'm gonna mute your mic just because I can hear you in the background. Okay, no disrespect. No disrespect at all. I don't want them to hear you say the wrong thing. I told you to sit your ass down, goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? But look, the fight was announced yesterday by Tyson Fury. Then we hear today Deontay Wilder has been successful in the mediation and arbitration of the fight, and it was ruled in his favor that Tyson Fury must give him a rematch by September the 15th. Anybody heard that? Anybody? Good news for some, bad news for others. What do you guys believe is going to happen in this situation? Let's pass it around. I'll open it up to the chat as well. But let's start with you, Asian Math, get back. Supreme Beast, talk to me, my brother. I mean, you out here in these boxing streets.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? And me and you, like I said, we've been rapping about this shit too. I told you, man, I can't be believing that shit that they say. You know what I'm saying? They been hating on me and my fam and shit. They been hating on me and my fam sister. You know what I'm saying? I gotta bust it all out for them real quick.
What you got right there? What's that? What you?
Oh, you see
those some red chili peppers or something? What's that?
You know what that mean? You know what that mean?
Lobster tails, nigga. What you got?
I let a nigga know. Talk to me, but don't fucking talk to me spicy. You know what I'm saying? All that bullshit you motherfuckers was out here throwing that. Oh, but Eddie Hearn said
this nigga got some Mardi Gras beats.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, believe that. You know I'm from the Orleans. You know how I got these that said, oh yeah, these is on me right here. Cause yeah, do not talk to me spicy. You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been saying shit. I've been quiet the whole year. I was letting niggas get it out. You know what I'm saying? I was letting niggas do their thing. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now you got to deal with us, man. You got to take that fight or duck. You know what I'm saying? Get a belt up. You know what I'm saying? 420, I smoke Fury Pack all day. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted you to vacate. So, you know, you either vacate or, you know what I'm saying? You go shit or get off the pot now, baby. You know what I'm saying? You go shit or get off the pot. All that. You got your Saudi Arabia shit going. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Go do that. But you're going to have to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even want, I want the fight, man. We want the fight, man. The people want the fight. I want the trilogy. What we doing, man?
You want trilogy over Undisputed?
Yeah, because it's in the contract. I want you to fulfill your contract.
Respectfully.
What you say you're going to do, then get on. Get on like you've been spit on.
Because technically, if he would have gave him the rematch earlier this year, they could have been fighting in August and September, no problem. The boxing source, I believe your first time pulling up over here with your boy marqnash, right?
Yeah, shout out marqnash, man. What's good?
Hey, let me give you the damn bell then, the new caller bell. Thank you so much for pulling up. Thank you for taking time out your day. I'm a big fan of your show. I'm glad you finally came over.
Yeah, that's what's good, man. That's what's good. You talk about this whole thing with Fury, Wilder, and Joshua, man, and you know we get the reactions there. It looks like a lot of people, you know, that have been backing Deontay Wilder are really happy right now, going with the judgment that came down with the arbitration. Was in favor of Deontay Wilder, which means that there should be a third fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, and it basically means that it's guaranteed regardless of what Tyson Fury does. He could relinquish the title, it still wouldn't matter. It's still do the third fight because it's within that contract.
Hold on. hold up, boxing source. Correct me if I'm wrong. So they can't make him fight Deontay Wilder, right? Or give up his license. At best, he would have to give up his belt, or it would have to give Deontay would have to accept step aside money, correct?
Well, the thing about it is that what the details kind of like entailed was that you had a third fight that was agreed to within that particular contract. And because of that third fight, you're at least guaranteed a minimum of $20 to $25 million earned for that third fight. So if you're going to go ahead and have that step aside, you're not going to get that $25 million. That's number one. Number two is that because of you not having that third fight, not only are you losing money because of the third fight, you're potentially losing money for your overall value, especially if you defeat Tyson Fury. So anything that talks about a reference of a step aside fee, it really couldn't happen in this particular case, because here's the thing. You can't step aside for an undisputed heavyweight title fight in this juncture if you're not necessarily guaranteed that you're going to have that fight next. And there wasn't really a guarantee that Deontay Wilder would be able to have the next fight after a Tyson Fury Joshua fight.
Anybody want to jump in after that? Because but basically, but they can't. But like I said, on Boxing Source, they can't make him fight him. At best, all they could do, he would drop the belt, and he could still fight AJ. It wouldn't be for a belt. It would be like the best of Britain. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, that probably could be the case, but what I've read as far as like the overall thing that could happen as a result of the judge ruling in Wilder's favor is that either Wilder's due the third fight or he's due a significant amount of money, and I just think that going off of what was reported for Joshua versus Fury and the amount of money that was involved, I don't think that's enough for, Fury to go ahead and just step aside and try to have that fight with Anthony Joshua, especially when they were trying to have it for, the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Who knows if that would have been guaranteed if they tried to go forward with that particular fight.
That's it?
No, I can't hear you, Mark.
No, I was asking, was that it? I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead, Asian man. If I was trying to read this, he said, what the heck you talking about? He can't fight for the belt. I think we kind of all agreed on that, right? That he would have to fight Wilder, right? Or give Wilder step aside money or drop the belt. Those are the options, right? Fight him, give up the belt, or pay him to not fight him. And I think they messed up with this too. When they came out and said how much money that these guys potentially might make. So if I'm Deontay Wilder, man, I'm gonna give you a big number. I'm gonna need 25, 30 of them things for you want me to step aside.
No, it's much more than that.
It's more than 25, 30?
It's much more than that, because
the step aside money or their purse. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking about in reference to a purse, because with him being owed a third fight, that's the potential money that he could have earned for having the third fight take place because of the previous guarantee from the second fight. So if you're going to go ahead and allow Tyson Fury to not fight you, to go ahead and fight Anthony Joshua, that means if I'm Deontay Wilder, I'm losing up to $28 million, pretty much, off the rip, because you're not going to get that money fighting anybody else outside of Fury and Joshua. I mean, that's just what it is. So what that means is like, okay, if I let you go ahead and fight that guy, one, I'm not guaranteed that I'm going to still be able to fight you. And then two, that means I still have to wait even longer, because it's been, 15 months since their last fight? So the thing is like, why am I going to be waiting 15, 16 months plus for a fight that won't be of the magnitude of fighting Tyson Fury a third time? I don't think he's going to do that, because that's over $20 million that he's pretty much given up in that case.
Okay, Asian man, if you had something you wanted to say, go. You can jump in, and we're gonna let Cadillac Red speak. Go ahead. Sir.
Yeah, gave him a deadline for that to come into fruition. They have to fight in September, I believe before mid-September. So how will Fury be able to get that fight in and then honor the decision, the ruling, the contract to be fighting Wilder by September. So the only yes, like you said, you can't make no one get in the ring. So he might as well just, like Supreme say, shit, or get off the pot. You might as well just go ahead and relinquish the title, and we could still get an undisputed fight with Wilder and Joshua, as we was trying to get 5-6 years ago. So we still could get undisputed. Just won't be Fury in the equation. It seemed like he was on some bullshit anyway. And to make it fair for Wilder, even if they wanted to go ahead and push that greatness of Britain shit in, just go ahead and put it in the letter of the contract. It's guaranteed that the winner has to face Wilder. That's it. It could have made it. Maybe he would have been reluctant to that. But now it looked like they were just trying to shit on him all the way around. Like, motherfucker, you don't even matter.
And if I was Wilder, I wouldn't take no more deals like that. No, what if happened? Because we seen what's happening here with a motherfucker who don't honor a contract.
Right. And if belts go, like we said, we didn't talked on this before. What is the cash in them belts now anyway? We just want to see who could beat who. Fuck them belts. Who got the belts?
The belt make your check different though. That's why when people was talking about Haney should throw his belt in the trash, I was like, man, they got to pay you different because you got a belt. They got to call you champion when you stepping on that stage, when they introduce you on ESPN or wherever. You know what I'm saying? It's just different.
That was true probably, in another area. In this area with all this ducking and these smoking mirrors and shit go, man, and so many belts done diluted the whole I get what you're saying. That's still relevant to some degree, but shit, right. not to a lot of degrees. Not like it used.
Go ahead, Supreme.
I mean, shit. I look at. I've been saying this from jump, right? Let's say Wilder won the second fight, right? Let's say instead of Fury winning, Wilder knocked him out. You know what I'm saying, and won that fight. It was still a third fight. And if Wilder ran off, said, well, I'm going for undisputed with Anthony Joshua, you know how many motherfuckers would have been saying, Wilder, you scary little ducking ass bitch. You got a third fight. You're not honoring your contract. It'd have been all that, all kinds of shit. But now when this dude do it, we crazy for saying, yo, man, just honor your word, man. Just honor your word. This motherfucker ain't asking for no handout. You know what I'm saying? He asking for what's in the contract. Like, to me, man, that's the wildest shit I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna just duck blatantly, cook up all kind of reasons, be blatant with it, and don't nobody want? Come on, man, you gotta point that shit out, man. Come on, man, what we doing? What we doing? You know what I'm saying? How you call yourself a true boxing fan and you allowing that shit to happen? How are you gonna say Fury fight AJ is the biggest fight in UK history and it's undisputed? How is it undisputed? He was going to skate off on Wilder. That's a dispute. What the fuck are we talking about here, man? Like, man, I don't know, man. I just don't know, man. When it comes to this guy, and like you said, you right, they can't make him fight. So that's what I'm interested to see. I want to see what's going to happen next, man. What Mauricio going to do? You know what I'm saying? Because they talking about Saudi Arabia, so he might take the title from him and then say, man, you could just fight for the WBC Sheik belt. It's all you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he'll call it the sand on the dunes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
The pyramid belt. But I can't picture him accepting that though, and the fans accepting that. Because the cat's out of the bag now. If they would have did that earlier on, before this public arbitration, I think it might have been received differently. But the cat is out the bag. Even if he I don't think Deontay Wilder would accept step aside money, but who knows? You get what I'm saying? How much money that bag might be. Like I said, they already put it out there. The purses might be somewhere in 75 million a piece. It's like $150 million pot, right? So if you're Deontay Wilder, man, y'all gonna have to give me so much money like that I don't have to fight, like 25, 30 million. I'm gonna make you have to fight me because my number is gonna be so crazy. You know what I'm saying? But who would eat that cost though for the step aside? Would that come out of Fury's pot? Would that come out of the pot that the whole collective pot? Go ahead, Boxing Source.
It would come out of Fury's pot because it's almost a similar thing to where if there was a mandatory defense and they had to pay step aside money for that mandatory fighter or for the champion to pay to the mandatory in order to have either a voluntary defense or unification. So it would all going towards, Tyson Fury. But my thing is, Deontay Wilder usually isn't a guy that would step aside money regardless. He wants to fight. This is somebody that has history of doing something like that. He actually did it in order to fight for the WBC heavyweight title against Romain Stavern. So he was like, look, mandatory or not, if you got to fight with me, there is no way that you're getting out of that particular fight. You are going to fight me. And that is basically what is going to be his mission here, is to have that third fight with Tyson Fury. And it's leaning towards them fighting in Las Vegas, Nevada. So
you said Las Vegas?
Yeah, Las Vegas.
You quick with that. All right. I ain't know you had that in your boxing source. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that's what I got, man. Anyone else wanted to chime in? Go ahead.
Go ahead, Asia, man. Or Cadillac Red.
Yeah. Still no, they have to fight. That's what was in the contract. I think that's what the fans are really clamoring for. I know in Britain they probably have built the audience on it. But I feel like if there is some step aside money, I think the money will have to be shared with all parties involved. I think Eddie Hearn will have to recoup some from AJ's side as well as Bob Arum and the Fury camp. They will have to come up, with some dividends to pay Wilder. But once again, I don't see Wilder taking unless it's just like you say, money to where he don't have to fight again and then be like, okay, cool. But
bro,
I don't
that's
see
insane. Go ahead. I'm gonna let Cadillac Red get in. Cadillac Red, but how do you feel about that? Giving a guy so much money to not fight him. You giving him money that people retire after. Some people never make that much in a fight, let alone in their life. You're willing to spend, because he's already spent millions to not fight somebody that he stopped last time.
He spent millions on lawyers for arbitration.
That's what I'm referring to. Talk to me about that. How do you feel about that? People and the fans, they just say, hey, it's cool, man. Shit, Wilder can't fight anyway. He beat him twice anyway. But he got a contract saying, you gotta fight me, man.
Hey, yo, I'm thinking,
and we just respect that and say, man, fuck it. I want to see undisputed.
Man, look, man, I look at it like, yo, if it's so easy money, right? It's easy money. You can knock Wilder out. You know what I'm saying? You did it once in the last fight. You do it again. If it's that easy and it's a big payday, what's the problem?
Thank you.
I don't understand that. Like, yo, you beat the dude in 7 rounds.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, if that's how you feel, you got a new coach, you got your shit together, you ready to roll, and all this and all that. Go get the easy payday from Wilder. That's easy.
This is the same Tyson Fury that after beating Vladimir Klitschko went on a disappearing act. So that's what we're dealing with.
Hold on. I don't mean to cut you off, but you got to put the other good part about that. He had a fight signed with Klitschko, press conferences and all. Then he skirted off. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like how he got this shit right now with AJ.
Mm-hmm. Actions speak louder than words, you know. And then this fight was going to be very, very transparent. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have microphones in his glove. You know what I'm saying? Cameras in his glove. You know, he's not going to be able to get away with anything. Anything suspicious is going to be well documented. And so he know whatever advantages he had for this trilogy, that he had in the second fight, he would no longer have for this trilogy. You know, I totally honestly believe that. So that's why they fighting tooth and nail. Well, he done lost his card. He has to fight Wilder by September, you know, or relinquish.
Yeah, man, this shit right here, man. I'm excited about it. Like I was telling people, I don't believe the fight is gonna happen until I see it on BoxRec. And then when I saw it on BoxRec today, I was like, damn, I gotta go against my own word because I still don't believe this shit now. Because that the news came out today. As soon as I saw the news, I was like, let me see if it's on BoxRec before I comment. And I saw it up here. I said, oh man, they got me. They finally got me. Hey, look, you go live enough and you talk enough on the internet, man, you'll put your foot in your mouth once or twice. The phone number is out there, 678-381-1938. And the link is out there if anybody want to pull up on me in the chat. Got anything y'all want to say about this situation here?
Hey Mark, I gotta skate, man, because I gotta
absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. Tell people how they can follow you before you go.
Shit, Supreme Beast Boxing Talk right here on motherfucking YouTube. You know what I'm saying? We on the road to 1K. So make sure y'all subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Tell a friend, tap in. You know what I'm saying? We trying to make things shake. We do the show Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 4:15 Eastern Standard Time. We bullshitting on the Beltway. Come over there and check us out. Me and the usual suspects, you know what I'm saying? It is the usual suspects team, you know what I'm saying? And we get it in this Wednesday. We're gonna be doing all our heavyweight, you know what I'm saying? Heavyweight debate and talking what's gonna happen next and all that.
Hold up. You in the DMV?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh shit, it's on, buddy. All right, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's right. I'm out. Yeah, I'm in the DMV. See how I like how you say, hold on, the Beltway. I know about the motherfucking Beltway. Yeah. We bullshit on the Beltway. You know what I'm saying? Check us out, man. Definitely check us out.
All right, no doubt.
All right, my man. I see you tomorrow, man. But I'm gonna try to hit you up or hit me up later, man, so we can get that. Did you get that email I sent you?
No. I'm gonna check it. I'll check it before I dip out.
I appreciate it. All right, now get up out of here. Get out of here, nigga. Bye.
Yeah, Mark, on that boxer thing, it did say scheduled bouts are subject to change, so they did put that disclaimer.
And you don't see it on there now. So hey,
it's down already when you go to boxer.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. So I got the screenshot, so it was up there, so I ain't tripping. All right, well, and it's back down, you said. But this is how it looked when I screenshotted this, I want to say late last night or early this morning. And then that other news hit late this afternoon, and you said they took it right off.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, it was up there. So what do you guys anticipate Tyson Fury doing? Do y'all think the WBC going to come in here and franchise him?
No, that would be, I'm not really much of a fan of the WBC because they do crazy stuff. But the WBC, when it comes to franchise, that usually is supposed to be for someone that's a, multi, level champion, like they got multiple belts or they defended the title multiple times. He just won the WBC title February 22nd, 2020. So if they try to franchise him, that would be, definitely foolish. And that would be a bad look for the WBC. But we're talking about the WBC. So I wouldn't put it past them.
And that brings us back to what I was saying earlier about all these watered down belts. That's all that would be, some more watered down shit. So once again, people not really tripping off that belt. You still made a point. Yes, it brings another cachet to your negotiating value for your bout, for your purse bid and all that. But really, the fans just want to see who could beat who. That's the cachet. That's who people going to money to see.
Yeah. But it's not too many fighters that can do that. You could probably got Pacquiao, Canelo, some of them like them vets that are like Mayweather or Tyson, Mike Tyson or Roy. You got certain guys like that can always fight, and somebody gonna pay to see him, belt or not. But a Devin Haney who's just getting started in his career, somebody like that, that title is important to him. He worked his whole life to get it, and he's only had it a couple of years. I wouldn't tell him to throw his belt in the trash, but I hear a lot of people telling him to do that.
Yeah, and I'm one of them, but I'm just restricting that commentary to this heavyweight bout right here, and that it definitely doesn't apply. We just want to see who is the numero uno heavyweight guy, the baddest man on the planet, in the heavyweight division, and that goes to Wilder. None of them can make that claim if they don't give him his shot. None of them. He got to get his shot. And just on the sidebar with Devin, I think it would have been strategic as in, here y'all can have that belt. Whoever pick it up, I guarantee y'all can whoop your ass. You better not come see me with that belt. That's where I was at with him. He could build his cachet up and just keep throwing that belt away. Whoever pick it up, I'm gonna whoop their ass for it and throw it away again.
But it would be something where maybe they wouldn't go ahead and fight him. Right. My thing with Haney was he just got caught a bad break, and he was basically shafted because First of all, he was supposed to fight for the vacant title against Luke Campbell, and they were like, nope. So they made Luke Campbell fight Vasyl Lomachenko for a vacant belt. Okay, cool. Then you're gonna create a tournament for a mandatory spot, and Haney, well, basically wins it since they didn't even have a fight between Fortuna and Mr. Teofimo Lopez, since Teofimo Lopez declined to be part of that tournament. So that meant that the winner of Haney and Abdulayev would have been the mandatory, which Haney won. So Haney was due a shot with Vasyl Lomachenko. Days after, they make Lomachenko the franchise champion. So everybody wants to go on the top of Haney because he was quote unquote given the WBC title when it was Lomachenko and his team that didn't give Haney that shot to fight Lomachenko.
Well, all in fairness, they say the Haneys didn't petition in a timely fashion for that fight. I don't know what's true, but that's one of the talking points out there.
No, because the WBC.
I'm not saying that's the truth. That's what you know.
Yeah, because the thing with the WBC is when you have a vacant title, whoever wins that vacant title has to defend against the mandatory challenger 2 consecutive times.
Correct.
So that meant that with Vasyl Lomachenko winning, he had to have at least one defense of that title against Haney, and then another defense if he won against the next mandatory. But with him being elevated to franchise champ, guess who got that distinction? Devin Haney. So that's why they tried to tie it to him. But even with that, it still isn't working because this is not even a mandatory, because his actual mandatory, Javier Fortuna, actually declined to fight Devin Haney. But that's a whole nother story.
Right.
Hey, Kyle from the boxing section just pulled up. Talk to me, my G. How you?
Man, what's going on, fellas? How y'all feel tonight, man?
Hey, what's up, Kyle?
Good, man. We're good,
bro. What's good?
Listen, I done got cussed out on every panel in America about Deontay Wilder. But my, the tables have turned. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations to Deontay Wilder, the king of the heavyweight division, the bronze bomber, an American hero and icon and a legend in the sport of boxing. Shout out to Deontay Wilder.
Hold on.
Man.
Yeah, shout out. Hold on. Let me hit him with it real quick.
The Bible tells us that silence is golden.
Oh my God. Oh no. hey, Mark. That reminds me. I had an actual remix of that whole clip. I hope I still have it. Because I took out the music and I remixed it.
Oh, I didn't even know you was dope like that. I didn't know you was in there working on beats, man.
What's going on, bro?
Nah, not like beats, but the open disclaimer is, I mean, you may have followed me for a little bit, but those that have followed me for a while claim that I am not necessarily a fan of a Deontay Wilder, but we're gonna see what happens here against Tyson Luke Fury.
Luke. Okay, I didn't even know that was the middle name. Y'all be killing me when y'all say somebody's whole name. Like when I heard Manny Pacquiao's full name, I was like, I didn't even know that he had all that shit in between.
Emmanuel Dapidron Pacquiao.
Yeah, Dapidron, something like that. I was like, yeah, but Kyle, talk to me, man. How you feel?
Shit, man, I'm feeling good, man. You know,
Did you pop some champagne? Did you pop some champagne today?
Not yet, man. I'm on my way to the house, man. I'm just getting off work.
All right, so talk to me. How do you feel about this situation right? Do you think Tyson Fury will fight Deontay Wilder? Will he drop the belt? Will he give Wilder step aside money? Will Wilder accept step aside money?
You know, my thing is this, man. Whether he drops the belt or they fight, Deontay Wilder will be the champion again. And if thought that Deontay Wilder was as soft as he claims he is, he'd have fought him already and beat him.
Okay, you just ended abruptly right there. Was that? Yeah, you just stopped in the middle like that, but that was it. My bad. I'm sorry.
Shout out to Ricky Williams. I see him in the chat. Peace to you, God. Miss your shoulder.
Hey, Kyle, can you hear me? Kyle. Did Cal get booted off?
It looks like he's showing, but I don't know.
I
He
can't
might.
hear him. Check 1 2. Cal,
Yes,
your
audio.
audio ain't working. Yeah, your audio had blacked out. Yeah, you kind of just stopped in the middle while you was talking.
I mean, it looked like you was frozen, man. That's why I was like,
Only thing frozen is the ring over here, baby. I'm moving.
let me see the ring.
Oh yeah, a little roly ring, something light. You know how we do. Something light. Hey man, the only thing I wanted to say about it is, you say he's gonna win regardless. Do you think like they're gonna give him step aside money? Will he take the step aside money? You don't think he's gonna take the money?
I don't think, man. They don't have enough money to make him step aside. You know what I'm saying? And then if he step aside, then all the fans is gonna say, "See, I told you Wilder couldn't be Fury, so ain't no way he's gonna step aside." You know what I'm saying? He gotta get it back in blood. Bird.
Hey, yeah, somebody said, I saw that in the chat too. Boxing Source, Asia Math. I don't know if y'all saw that. Somebody was like, we got an undisputed fight going down this weekend, Ramirez and Taylor, and nobody give a fuck about it. Do y'all agree with that?
Well, yeah, that's been happening over the past couple of weeks. You have the undisputed super lightweight title fight, Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor is, somebody that's considered, I guess, among the bottom 10 pound for pound fighters, with his wins that he had in the World Boxing Super Series, unifying the titles there. And then on the opposite side, you have Jose Ramirez, who stopped Maurice Hooker and had his fight against Victor Postol, Amir Imam, among others there in that particular, weight class. And this, this fight here shows who would be the number one guy in 140 pounds. And no, it's not getting that much, attention, but I think it's kind of a little bit of the fault of Top Rank, so to speak, because when they have their contract under ESPN, it looks like they just want to have ESPN handle everything when it really should be on Top Rank to handle it. Number one. And then number two, why would you host this fight in some place where you could only have like 1,200 fans? That I don't understand. You might as well just not have any fans at all for it if you're going to do it that way.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some things going on behind the scenes with Bob where they put the fight at. I'm gonna let Ricky get in. Bob is cheap, man. Bob seemed like one of them guys who probably be finessing the PP. He might get hit for PP.
The PPP loan.
Bob Aaron probably took out a $50 million PPP loan. We don't even know. I'm just joking. But you never know. But Ricky Williams joins the panel. Peace to the gods. How you, my G?
What's up, everybody? Peace to the gods and goddesses. How everybody doing? I'm great, bro. What's up with you? How'd your weekend go?
Man, it's always good, even when it's bad, man. Like I said, man, I've been working on the project, planning some videos out, had a couple private listenings, man, and nothing but great feedback, man. And I'm truly blessed and truly fortunate that I got this project done, and I'm so excited about y'all hearing it. June the 11th, Edith will be dropping on your phone. It will be in a phone near you. Every day I try harder, but thank you again for asking. Super dope.
Yeah, that's what's up. I can't wait to hear it, bro. Support your creators, man. Support your creators.
Talk to me, man. How do you feel about this right here? The news was out yesterday. Fury said, yes, we about to fight. And then the news came back out today, and it was like, no, you're not. You going and so I saw some people out there looking kind of sad. Some was out there and then some of my brothers was out here hype. They was
Fuck you too.
they said we gonna fight. So talk to me, Ricky Williams. What side of the fence are you on? Are you excited about Wilder possibly getting that rematch, or do you still want to see the undisputed first?
Like I said, man, the undisputed is a good thing, but who cares, to be honest, when you owe that man a third fight? I've been saying this forever, bro. If Fury would have just fought him clean on the third fight, we wouldn't even be here. If you was legit on what you was doing, bro, there's no question. You beat him again. Your legacy grows bigger and bigger. Then you fight AJ for all the marbles. It only makes sense. But did it go that way? No. They sit up here and disregard Deontay Wilder like he doesn't exist, like that man didn't have a leg to stand on. And then once it comes out that the man had a leg to stand on, even though all this time y'all been saying it's not a problem. Arbitration, what's that? Y'all still get caught. Y'all get caught with y'all pants down, and y'all still just can't say, hey, we was wrong. Still can't do it, right? We've been telling y'all for a year that this man in arbitration. The dude, Tyson Fury, yesterday gave y'all the same story he gave y'all a year ago, except back then it was with the MTK guy, Daniel Kinahan. Yesterday it was with the Prince of Aruba. He's a liar. Those people are liars. They lie to y'all every day. But like I said, a black man who ain't never gave y'all pause, ain't never gave you a reason to doubt what he told you. Y'all don't believe him.
Okay. Anybody want to jump in after that? Hey, the panel is open. Anybody, if you guys pro Fury, it's okay. You can pull up. I don't have a dog in the fight, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't bet on the first one or the second one, but I did throw a fight party. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know me. I'm on DJ. I like to throw the parties, man. So just want to see a good fight. And I want to see the guy get a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he gave him an opportunity. A lot of people forget before this, Tyson Fury had blew up in weight. He was suicidal. He almost killed himself on the bridge. He was doing cocaine. These are his words, not mine. And I remember Deontay Wilder saying, hey, man, you get yourself back together, I give you a title shot. I give you a chance. I thought when they used to go back and forth, I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was all entertainment. You're a dasa, you're a bum. You know, I thought all of that shit was all entertainment, and it was par for the course. I thought these guys generally had an immense amount of respect for each other because they both was like, AJ is ducking Wilder. It seemed like they both agreed on that. And he was like, you know what, me and you gonna get some money together. And then draw. Then, okay, you win the first one. Okay, let's split it. Because Deontay Wilder has been pretty much saying the same thing for a couple years. Even before, he was like, hey, that's how you become a 2 and 3 time champion. You got to fight these guys. You know, it's a small division. You beat me, I beat you. We fight again. Let's get money. Let's take care of our kids. We can build a legacy. We're just off the 3 or 4 of these fight guys. Man, the guy took the bag and ran. He was like, you know what? Fuck that rematch.
Well, here's the thing, right? Now, within that first fight that was made, one thing that people overlooked, and you talk about the whole thing as far as like respect and everything like that. Before that first fight took place, Tyson Fury was basically like, you know what? I got Wilder where I want him. He played the whole little card about, okay, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm trying to get back and everything like that. But once he secured that fight with Deontay Wilder, he was like, wait a minute. I'm the guy that, you know, was supposedly the guy that was a unified champ, the guy that is #1, the guy that was the quote unquote lineal champion. So he went into that first fight pretty much motivated to, you know, beat Deontay Wilder and stuff like that. Now, they had that classic fight, ended up being a draw. Now, my thing has been this. When it comes to a close fight, a title fight, that's a draw. The champion really doesn't have to go ahead and give them a rematch. But that eventually was what Deontay Wilder did. And on top of that, this is what Deontay Wilder did. He actually waited a while until having that next fight. Okay? And kind of goes into some other things, but he had his fight with Dominic Brazil. Then he had his rematch with Luis Ortiz, and then agreed with the fight with Tyson Fury, right? Did he have to do that? No. He said that he didn't even have to do that. So you go ahead into the second fight with Tyson Fury, and yes, Tyson Fury does beat him, does stop him. Okay, cool. But the thing is, you agreed to a 2-fight deal which had a lot of money behind it because you're having not only 2 promotional companies deal with it, but you're also having 2 networks deal with it. And y'all know how difficult it is to have two different promotional companies and two networks deal with the fight of that magnitude. You barely have that. Look at what happened with Mayweather and Pacquiao and how long it took for that to happen. So if you're going to go into an agreement like that, then yeah, you should go ahead and go forward with the third fight as soon as possible, whether there's a pandemic or anything like that, because I kind of like explained it a while ago. I said, wait a minute, here we are, it's almost over a year, and we've had multiple pay-per-view fights take place. We've had Canelo have a fight in AT&T Stadium with about 70,000 people. We've had Errol Spence go up against Danny Garcia in that same stadium for a pay-per-view. You've had Tank Davis be in a pay-per-view, but yet you can't have a pay-per-view fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. I mean, that doesn't make sense. So my thing is, like y'all said, go ahead and have that fight and have it done already. That way you can have an undisputed fight regardless. But he didn't want to go ahead and do that. And so now we're stuck with this. A lot of people are upset because you don't have an undisputed title fight, me included. But still, you might as well go ahead and have this fight between Fury and Wilder, and then let's see if we can have undisputed later on down the line. Because right now, there is no way that he could get out of this particular fight with Deontay Wilder. He can't have an undisputed fight with Anthony Joshua. And even if he did, either one or two things would happen. One, he would have to pay a whole lot of money to Deontay Wilder. And then two, even if that fight did take place, one of those belts would be relinquished because Anthony Joshua had been owed a fight with Alexander Usyk for over a year. So regardless of what would have happened with the result of that particular fight, one or multiple belts would have been relinquished right after that. So yeah, you could have undisputed, but that would just be that one fight. Just go ahead and have the thing with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. That way you have the winner of that go up against Anthony Joshua or Alexander Usyk, and you would have a number one heavyweight regardless. So that's how it goes.
Ricky, Asia Math, any of y'all want to get in on that?
I just wanted to ask you something. Okay, just say what is the chance that you gave if just say that undisputed fight with them would have happened? What's the chances that the winner of that fight would have gave Wilder a shot immediately after that? What you say
about me?
Yes. I'm just asking you, just picking your brain.
Percentage of probability. Keep in mind, I took remedial math in college 3 times, but I'm not qualified for the job, but I'm gonna take it. Here we go. This nigga don't ask me about probabilities and percentages. I'm like, bro, algebra was kicking my ass. But okay, here we go. X carry the 1. I'll say about 10%, 20%, because I think they will have a rematch clause in that contract. And I think and the Fury one, I think Fury would retire. If he beat AJ, I think it's very possible he would want to ride off in the sunset.
Because if it was easy for the bag they gonna get, you would have done it already.
I mean,
y'all go ahead on the cook real quick. I'm gonna grab me some water, man. I'll be right back.
All right. Now, that's the thing we've been saying. But Mark kind of gave a generous percentage. I would have said anywhere from 0 to 5%, given what I stated when it came to Alexander Usyk. Okay. Now, the thing with Wilder is his contractual obligation was to Tyson Fury, and that's it, because it's a rematch clause, being a champion. But with the whole thing with Anthony Joshua is he's a unified champ, and being a unified champ, you got mandatory after mandatory after mandatory if you don't unify. And so that was his issue. After he unified and pretty much had almost all the belts, if he can't get an undisputed title fight, he would have to defend against a mandatory. So what ended up happening is Usyk was a mandatory. He granted an exemption for Joshua to go ahead and fight Kubrat Pulev, who was IBF mandatory. So since that fight has happened, is go time for Alexander Usyk. Okay, so it's either, as you see there, it would have either been undisputed or Anthony Joshua faces Alexander Usyk. There was no other way out of that. So even if this particular fight happened with Fury and Joshua, the winner would still relinquish the belt. Hey, I'll go back years ago. Tyson Fury versus Vladimir Klitschko for the unified titles. Tyson Fury wins. 10 days later, the IBF title is vacated.
See?
So the thing about undisputed is, yeah, you want to have that particular quote unquote title of undisputed, but as strict as these guys are when it comes to mandatories, you can't really have somebody defend an undisputed championship. It just doesn't really happen because you got IBF with their rules, you got WBO with their rules, WBA, whatever. But as strict as the IBF is, if they were able to strip Tyson Fury 10 days after he beat Vladimir Klitschko, they'll strip anybody.
Right. Once again, it's what I was saying. Give the fans the fight they want to see. All that belt shit, yeah, it matters to some degree, but in this particular case, you know, it has very little cachet in it. You know, we just want to see Wilder get in there and knock somebody's head off, you know, or at least to attempt to do so, and give him the shot to do so.
At least attempt to do so is the thing. Now, the way that the second fight happened, really, it gave a few people a bad taste in their mouths because of how Fury, you know, beat Wilder. But even regardless of that, you still got to have that third fight.
Right.
Because if you have a 2-fight deal and so much money is on the line, just go ahead and have the third fight, you know. And that way, if you clear it up for undisputed, you would have undisputed. And I mean, I kind of like said it pretty much after that fight is that, like, hey, you could have, you know, Fury versus Wilder, and then Joshua could go up against Usyk, and then the winner would fight for undisputed. You can't get any simpler than that. But apparently, it wasn't that simple.
What is that? That second fight left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. It was swarmed with controversy. We're wondering, what did we actually witness? Was that a fair and balanced fight? And it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. So even with that, the only logical thing to do is
I don't think in a lot of people. I think the UK guys are like, hey, I gotta beat y'all guy. What do you say to people who say that?
UK is the size of California. Who cares?
Hey, look, but they pack out them arenas, man. They put 80,000, 100,000 people in the building, bro.
But look, hold up, Boxing Source, man. Like you've been cooking for a minute, but it's just like you said, bro. The question, all of us other stuff that you want to add on in this moot, bro. It doesn't matter that second fight, and this is what I've been saying all the time, bro. I've been saying this since day one. It don't matter if you think the fight was dirty or not. He owed that man a third fight. Get it out the way. That's the argument. That's it. That's the point. If he just got it out the way, we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now. If he was the best, if it's such easy work, if he didn't cheat, if it wasn't funny, if he gained his newfound power that's with him right now, and Deontay Wilder is in his pocket, he got his mojo. You run him back, y'all paperwork, and get it out the way. He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it. He told y'all out of his own mouth. These are his words, not mine. I'm paying millions not to fight Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, and that's my thing too. Ricky, Boxing Source, HMF. Shout out to everybody pulled up. Reggie Owens, peace to you, my brother. Aeon Jack just pulled up. Salute. He spent millions of dollars not to fight him. Tycho TV said, hey, the way things are looking, I can see you fighting Wilder in the summer and AJ in the winter if he holds the belts. But here's the thing, right? AJ would have to fight again. They're already building a damn arena for this fight over there. I think Eddie Hearns might be in some legal jeopardy if they don't get this fight when they said they were going to get it. You're over there
for the
taking money.
banana and a pipe trick. That's all AD.
Yeah, like these are. Yeah, money has been accepted or being put out there. These guys, because these guys get upfront money from businesses around in the area, so they can make the fight with your money and promote.
I wouldn't say that's a worry, bro, because the paperwork hasn't been signed completely. They told y'all that already. We're still working on the details. The paperwork's not finished. Blah blah blah. Come on, man, stop.
And they could still have that fight. It just won't be with the sanctioning bodies on the line. You go have that fight, but
that
it's like
defeats the purpose. Like that would just be the best of Britain. They could have been did that. Those guys want that legacy. They want that undisputed, man. They want to be able to say I was that one champion, one face, one name, the baddest man on the planet, heavyweight champion of the world, ma. I did it.
There's only Fury doesn't really necessarily want that, because if he wanted it, he could have went ahead and tried to get that done regardless.
That's what he been doing now.
Yeah,
Joshua wants it. Hold on, Boston Swords. Hold on. I don't want you to just brush over that. He could have been that. He could have been. No, he would have had to fight AJ or Wilder because they had all the pieces. He's in the process of doing it now.
Well, that was the thing. He had gone through that particular process where he went ahead and he fought Wilder once. Then later on, he got the rematch and he got the win. But as we've been saying multiple times, all he had to do, third fight, get it on, get it over with. He gets the win. He can move on. He can have an undisputed title fight. But it's Fury being Fury. Like I said, he did the same thing with Vladimir Klitschko as he's doing right now to a certain extent. So for some people, they're not surprised of what Fury's doing, But right now, I would just say July 24th, they're going to have the fight in, what did I say, Las Vegas, Nevada. Then go ahead and have that fight. All this stuff with this arbitration, like, hey, Deontay Wilder wins, but Fury just really messed up a lot of money in that case. He really did, because you're a guy that's supposed to have a co-promotional deal with Top Rank. You're in the middle of a 5-fight deal. You've already had 3 fights. You're about to have fight number 4. Just go ahead and have that fight number 4 with Deontay Wilder. You're still getting a lot of money off that. And then in that deal with Anthony Joshua, if you beat Deontay Wilder in the 3rd fight. But he wants to play around. He wants to play games. Fury being Fury once again.
I felt like he just wanted to skip the process. He was like, man, fuck this 3rd fight. I want to go on and do this undisputed now. And just move forward. Like Deontay Wilder is a dangerous fighter. Whether you think he won twice or not. When I say him, I think I'm talking about Fury. Shout out to Tank, the Sweet Science Examiner, the professor right here, man. Tank says, I know a lot of US boxing fans who didn't see the 2nd fight as controversial. They think Fury won both fights. I agree with Ricky Williams that Fury versus Wilder 3 fight must happen contractually. Go ahead, Ricky.
There it is. There it is.
Reply to that, Ricky. What?
That's what I've been saying all the time. It doesn't matter how you feel about it on one side or the other. Like people was taking the narrative and switching it, saying, "Oh, he dug AJ. He was telling when he said I fought you instead of when I could have made more money with AJ." He was saying that because he honored his contract. He honored his word with Fury. That's the whole problem. Fury not trying to honor the word that this man who picked him up off the couch and help him feed his family. He just trying to shit on him. And again, that man believed that the man he helped out of obscurity, right, and put him back on the stage, while Tyson Fury took ample advantage of that opportunity. Deontay Wilder gave it to him. So at a minimum, you owed that man his trilogy without no question. Plain and simple, short and sweet. Men move a certain way, bro.
I agree. I agree with you, and I agree with the chat as well. Anybody else got anything they want to add to this? The link is out there. The number is on the screen. In the words of Miss Cleo, call me now, 678-381-1938, 678-381-1938. It's your boy Mark Nash. We taking calls. The phone lines are open.
Call me now.
Call me now. Yeah, I'm gonna put that drop up there. Rest in peace to the sister, man. This is where I'm at with it, man. It's hard for me to see Fury going back on his word and fighting this guy. When he said, hey, I'll never fight him now, it kind of reminded me when I heard the Charlo said about Andre, saying, hey, you ain't gonna never get no money with me. I heard Canelo said when Andre was in his press conference, he said, I'll never fight you now. Man,
get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, that shit worked better for Canelo than anybody probably ever could have dreamed. Like he showed a lot about his personality and his character. And hey, Boo Boo looked crazy. Boo was like, don't talk to my dad like that. You brought your dad here, man. You should be at home somewhere resting. Don't bring your dad to the fight and get mad if he getting dragged out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was on him on that. But I mean, Andre is just in a bad situation because he's been catching a whole lot of bad breaks. And I don't know why he was approaching Canelo at that particular point, because this is the same Canelo Alvarez that wouldn't fight Demetrius Andrade at 154 when Canelo was the #1 contender for the WBO title. But that's a whole other story.
That's what his dad was talking about. You ducked him at 54.
Hard to catch them ducks, boy. Them ducks is fast sometimes. I'm telling you. They got that footwork.
And was just one time of the year. They making duck season all year round now.
Yeah, man. In the words of King Mitch, dick riding is not a form of proper transportation. Yo, y'all funny as hell in this chat, man. Y'all got me rolling. But the link is out there if anybody want to holler at me before we get up out of here. And also the phone line is on the screen if anybody want to call in. I can picture him dropping the belt. I don't know how that will work with the other sanctioning bodies, like you guys were saying. Usyk has been in line. I don't know if the Saudis are gonna be cool with that, because they was like, hey, this ain't what we signed up for. We signed up for an undisputed fight. Shout out to my brother right here, Supreme Loyalty Kennels, Jermaine Tyson. He said, I would do the same thing if I was Fury. He could lose everything if he loses to Wilder. Or Bob Arum is going to make sure this fight right here is going to have a clause in it if he lose, right? They're going to do some kind of, if he goes back in and they have to do this trilogy, I'm sure they're going to try to amend that contract, right?
Man, I don't know, because
or is this just a continuation of that contract that just had? Like, no, we're not amending nothing. No, this is the other part of that contract.
That's how it would be a continuation. Yeah, right. The contract is valid and it continues because, as of before, February 22nd, 2020, they had a 2-fight deal agreed to. Now, after that, who knows, but as of right now, there's still another fight that is due, and that fight has to take place. I just don't see any situation where it doesn't take place. It is just too much money that would have to be given up in order for Fury to get out of that particular fight.
Yeah, the only thing that should need to be worked out now is the date, the venue, and the dates, and the fluff details. It's a standing contract.
Okay, so it ain't so they can't add no amendment to it saying if Fury loses, they get to go, they mixing it up again.
The only reason that would fly is if Deontay Wilder accepts the contract amendment. But like I said before, why would this man want to work in good faith with this man with how he been acting towards his third fight?
Nah, it's almost like, to a certain extent, it's almost like the second fight between Canelo and Golovkin. Leading into that fight, Canelo was really not feeling Golovkin, how Golovkin was handling things as far as the contract was concerned and percentages. So after that fight took place, I'm not dealing with Golovkin. Ain't no way that I'm dealing with the Golovkin ever again. You see? So I think this is going to be similar to that. Regardless of who wins, that's going to be the last fight between the two.
Yeah, I can picture that too. Only reason I asked because Bob Arum hasn't been in business this long, man. Leaving it up there in the air. Just like I wonder, what if he gets too much money on the line?
Let me tell you something about this Deontay Wilder. Listen, he done got this whole damn arbitration. I'm pissed off. Now we gotta go through this shit, and we gotta have this third fight. Now, if this guy even gets through Tyson Fury, I will do everything in my power to have one more fight with Deontay Wilder. He will not get away with this.
Bob, let me ask you something. When is Terrence Crawford gonna fight next, Bob? When we gonna see Bud in the ring?
Well, listen. Okay, I had a deal. I was talking with the people in Saudi Arabia about a fight with Terrence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao, but apparently they didn't have any money for that fight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off with Terrence Crawford, and I'm going to leave him on the shelf until September, and he's going to have a voluntary defense of that WBO title. He's not going to fight Sean Porter. He's not going to fight Keith Thurman, and he's not going to fight Errol Spence. I know what people are talking about, but Terrence Crawford is not going to fight those guys.
Why?
Because, damn it, we're not going to have that fight take place. We don't have the money.
Y'all ain't got the money, or you don't want to spend it, Bob? Hey, yo, this shit was fun. Yo, this shit getting out of hand. Y'all can see we running out of shit to talk about on the show. This shit about to be over. But shout out to my brother again, man. We went out there and we made it my pet Butter with one of the studs he got over there. That's what my dog looked like right now. I think that's her mama right there, or one of the studs. I can't tell. I think that's her mama, but that's what my pet looked like right there. Shout out to my dog Butter. I miss you, man. I'm coming to get you from that breeder. Ricky Williams, a boxing source. Y'all got anything y'all want to say in closing about anything we might have discussed here? Anything? Well, we talked about the Joe Budden shit earlier about the sexual harassment case. Talked about Kevin Hart saying the dude got poor leadership skills. We also talked about the undisputed match going on here, or might not be going on here. You got anything y'all want to add before we land the plane?
God damn, Joe Budden been getting in a whole lot of shit over this past year, man. Like, god damn.
Truth of the matter is with Joe, even though he's got a great name and a great plan for him, he's an asshole. That's all it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, pump it up. Shit, that's all I can say. He pumping up. They pumping it up on his ass right now. Yeah, that sexual assault case look real nasty, man.
Hey, man.
And shame on him for just look. If you agreed to do a partner profit with these guys, they asked to see the they want to know, hey, what we're getting. If this is right, show them the shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You hand somebody a $3 million check, like I said early in this example. I don't know if this is 10%. If you just handed me a check, like it could be 6 million.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
10% of what? Exactly. And I don't think that's they're asking a lot. And when you say something like you got a calculator, right? It's percentage of that. No, bro, stop playing with me. Let me see that paperwork. Nah, we ain't gonna show you the deal. Hold on. So you're not gonna show me a Spotify deal, even though the deal is over. You're not even gonna show me what that deal was to show me that I was getting paid accordingly.
Nah,
we ain't showing you that. Okay, now it might be lawyer time. Because I don't think they went this far with him to not bring it to the lawyers at this point. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it sounds like they saying millions were stolen from what we're hearing on the street. Anything y'all want to add to that, or Tyson Fury? Anything going on in the streets that we need to talk about?
Oh man, I just again shout out for Deontay Wilder and his team for conducting correct business. Plain and simple, short and sweet, bro. I hope don't nothing funny go on with the WBC or Tyson Fury, and hopefully he in enough debt that he need to take this fight regardless.
Nah, man. Shout out to marqnash. Shout out to Ricky Williams. For being here. on this thing here. Big up, marqnash, and y'all. If y'all haven't liked and subscribed, y'all go ahead and do that. Shout out to the people in the panel. King Mitch talking about Crawford versus Josecito Lopez. Oh shit!
I keep hearing that, man. Hey, look,
man.
So boxing source, I can picture them going, like, if they can't get the guys they want, I can picture them fighting somebody. Unfortunately, I can picture them fighting a name like that, and it's like, well, shit, this the best name we can get for the lowest amount, because Crawford has already said, I ain't taking no pay cuts.
Yep,
and Bob has already said $2 million is too much for Sean Porter. At minimum, all you should give him. Sean Porter has said $2 million is not a respectful offer. Keith Thurman has said $10 million. And I just feel like, damn, man, y'all could have fought this dude when y'all had, like, Sean Porter had a belt. That's it. You said that's your man. Y'all could have got the money together. Said we only gonna fight unless we have to fight. So then we got to fight because you lost your belt to Spence, and you ain't even cool with Spence, but you split the money with him. Didn't get no rematch with him neither. You get what I'm saying? Like, how do you keep losing your title and you don't get a rematch, Sean Porter?
Well, I mean, that whole thing was a sketchy situation because Sean Porter got that WBC title when it was vacant, when he defeated Danny Garcia. And I think within that particular time period before that fight was made, that there could have been a possibility that Terrence Crawford could have fought for the vacant WBC, but we still went with the route of the WBO. But once again, it goes with that whole cross-promotional stuff, cross-promotional mess that goes on. So whether it was then or even now, we still ain't gonna, have those type of fights with Crawford and those guys that deal with PBC. So it is what it is with that. We're going to see what happens after October of this year when the contract with Top Rank lapses for Terrence Crawford.
Bro, I might burn my hat, man. If he go out there and re-sign with this dude, I might burn my Bud Crawford hat.
Get ready for it.
And man, a lot of people will burn stuff.
I'm gonna burn this hat. I'm gonna burn this hat, yo.
Get ready for it.
I might have to burn your hat, yo. Don't tell me that, Ricky. Don't tell me that.
Get ready.
Ricky! Don't tell me that. I don't want to hear that, man.
Get ready for it, bro. I'm just saying.
But why?
Bud comfortable, dog. It ain't nothing wrong with it. He comfortable though. He comfortable. He get $1 million bonus every time he don't get a big name, but he control who he fight. Bob presents those fights to him. Hey, we're talking. Nope. So he gonna get that $1 million bonus regardless on top of his minimum. He comfortable.
Where you get that from?
He comfortable.
Where you get that from, bro?
It's known. Use Google, bro. I'm not gonna do research for y'all, bro.
Well, I'm just saying, cite your sources when you spit stuff like that, man. You gotta just say Bob gave him names and he say no.
Yeah,
because he'll get a bonus for
Bob
saying
said
no.
it. Bob said it in the video.
Okay, I'm gonna have to find that.
Bob said it in the video.
Okay. Tell people, hey, real quick, hey, Boxing Source, what days do you do your shows and or do your uploads so people can check you out?
The uploads go on to iHeartRadio pretty much Sunday nights going into Monday. It's live on a Sunday night, scheduled for like 7:30 p.m. Eastern, but it's available on iTunes or iHeartRadio, or whatever you use to listen to podcasts. So that's when I do my live shows, and if you miss it, then just catch it on iTunes.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. Ricky Williams, you want to tell people when you do your shows how they can find you and get in touch with you if they want to check you out?
Yeah, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time here on YouTube under Ricky Williams. Just look for that logo. Even though it's an easy name, it's hard to find, unfortunately. So just make sure you look for that logo or put in Ricky Williams Boxing. It'll pull up then. Also on Instagram at rdubs. That's ARE_DUBBZ. And that's about it, man. I talk about everything. I talk about boxing, talk about life, talk about, culture issues, pop issues. So check me out. I'm on my road to 1K. So if you haven't subscribed to me, if you would please subscribe, I really appreciate it. And shout out to marqnash, the hardest working man on YouTube, bringing you,
He said bringing you, whatever. I'm bringing, whatever.
I'm ready
look.
to subscribing, so I just hit the subscribe button for y'all. So if
Absolutely.
y'all on the chat right now, y'all hit the subscribe button.
Hey, look, man, as always, my guest will get the last word. Thank y'all again for tuning in. You can follow me on all platforms at marqnash. It's same everywhere. marqnash, same on all platforms. MARQNASH. And yeah, Wednesday, man, pull up, man. Y'all already know we're gonna get into a little relationship talk on Wednesday. It's hump day. So we're gonna talk about that, but also we're gonna keep you abreast with all the latest and greatest and current events, hip hop, and all of that stuff. So yeah, check me out, Breaking Beats, where we break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, and pretty much anything else I can squeeze into those letters. I love y'all, man. Thank you again, Major Key, for sharing your audience with me. Thank you for everybody who pulled up that came over from the Major Key Monday show. The boxing section, you going live? What time you doing your show? Let me know, Kyle. What time you doing your show? And we can do the after party over there. Kyle, you about to go live? Because we can do the after party over there. Let me see in the chat. Or Tank, you be doing lives? Because we can pull up over there. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see. Tank said he just subscribed to both of y'all, to the Boxing Source. Yeah, man, and that's why I like to do the cross brand. I know some people, I get it. Everybody got their own crew and they got their own things that they do, and it's all love. But I love to share the platform and share the audience and cross brand and cross promotes, because y'all cross promote. Y'all know I be all over YouTube and everybody comments just like, hey, I like what you're doing. Just the day and time I do my shows, pull up. And I challenge other content creators, like, go outside your scope. Sometimes just go in there, type in something, click live, see who live. And I click on the person who got the lowest number of people watching and go in there and see what they got going on and chop it up with them. And sometimes it works. Sometimes y'all don't agree. Sometimes y'all don't. But it'll definitely cross brand, cross promote. You know, help them with things. They can help you with things. You just never know. So closed mouth don't get fed, and broke niggas don't get hit. So where we at? Yeah, man, you got to do that, right, Tank? You got to go out there and build it up and pass it around. The Boxing Source, drop your link in the chat. Ricky Williams, drop your link in the chat so they can find you. Kyle, you going live? What time you going live, man? Oh, Fred going live right now. All right. I think Kyle going live at like 3 a.m. on the East Coast. So if you're on the East Coast, you're still up around 2:45, 3 a.m. He'll be live around that time. So with that ado, man, let's go and wrap this up, man. You already know how we're gonna end it. I run the collars and yams. He said 11:45 after Fred. So yeah, that's like 3 o'clock, 2:45 on the East Coast. So like 2:45, he'll be live. If y'all still up, check him out. That's all I got, man. I love y'all, man. I'll see y'all Wednesday, 10 o'clock. Let's close it out. Collars and yams. Remember, drinks require sleep, ghosts require effort, and you can get that hoodie at marqnash.com. Also, this one right here says respect is free, disrespect can cost you everything. You can get that as well. I love y'all. I see y'all on Wednesday, 10 o'clock. Peace. All right, let's run it. We almost had 4,000 views on this shit, man. Y'all help me get to 4,000 views.
Yeah, collars on the table, yams on the stove. Holla at my plug, you'll get grams for the low. He keep his kitchen clean, the mop stick by the dough. We ain't eating fried rice with chopsticks by the bowl. They rewinding what I wrote, every line I give them hope. So when I'm in your city, they might treat me like the Pope. I'm respected by the goats, but I ain't here to gloat, brag, or bullshit. I could be braggadocious for roaches, but that's the type of shit that make your closest turn to vultures. Niggas think it's sweet like champagne mimosas. I campaign for bread, maintain the toaster. Off with your head, Walking Dead zombie poster. Do it like I do it, man, I do it for that culture. They acting on the screen, but look different in the close-up. I'm the face on the flyer and the poster. That's the reason why I'm flyer when I post up. Urkel straps on both shoulders. Keep them in my hand, I ain't reaching for no holsters. Shit. I can holler at the plug when my bands run out. He said, Nash, pull up, this shit look like grandma's house. We got collars on the table, yams on the stove, butter on the plate, chopsticks by the bowl. Collars on the table, yams on the stove, butter on the plate, chopsticks by the bowl.
Collars on the table, yams on the stove. Collars on the table, yams on the stove. Yams on the stove. Collars on the table, yams on the stove.
Look, sometimes when I find a little moment to get a break, I drift away. These days are different, I don't get no space. Sometimes I look in the mirror like, nigga, fix your face. You baked all these ingredients, now enjoy the cake. Cake. I can lose it all tomorrow if I make one mistake. Keeping God involved every day I pray. I know it's a force bigger than me, God, in every step that I take. Wait, came in the game to be legit and live honest. Went from eating with the wolves to swimming with piranhas. Same swamp, different anacondas. The more you make, the more they want to take. Trying to squeeze every comma. I made this thinking of my grandmama's dinner. The spread was so elaborate, I admired the splendor. She would tell me, baby, go on, fix your plate and make sure before you eat, you always say your grace. She had
collars on the table, yams on the stove, butter on the plate, chopsticks by the bowl. Collars on the table, yams on the stove. Collars on the table, yams on the stove.
Yes. So who went? Yes. Nigga, I want that one, homie. He might ask the first one. I want this one.
All right, man. That's it, man. I'll see y'all on Wednesday. And shout out to Black and Brown Boxing. I forgot to do this. Black and Brown Boxing. Thank you again for that great show you did on Friday. Going into Saturday. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to interview Bill Haney on your platform. Don't take it for granted. I don't take it lightly at all. Thank you so much, my brother. I'll see the rest of y'all on Wednesday. Peace.